I'll tell you what I've been watching on YouTube recently. I always seem to go back to them for some reason. Metallica seem to do a making of documentary with all their albums now.
Oh, they've done all the... Oh, really?
Well, not with all,
Oh, with the new
newer
albums.
like Death Magnetic and things like that. And it makes me wish that every album would have that, because it is quite...
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
It's quite interesting to see how they put these things together. And I know it's a sort of highly selective edit.
Yeah, it's what they want you to see, isn't it?
It's sort of like you don't see the arguments and the hours and hours of head scratching.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Those two albums, Hardwired to Self-Destruct and Death Magnetic, were disappointing.
I mean, actually, I might have got the names wrong, but Death Magnetic, in the end, I decided actually still right.
Yeah, so what I've decided, you actually listen to... I mean, they construct these things like most rock songs in... riffs.
Yeah,
this
riff
goes into this riff,
and then play the drums over the riff. Okay, and he falls off the stump.
You listen to the individual riffs and what's actually going on, and it is quite impressive, actually. So if you listen to it in little 10-second segments, it's good stuff. You think, actually, that's pretty good. That is.
Yeah.
But when they put it all together, it's like
it's more Metallica. Well, they must be good. They wrote Master of Puppets.
They are. I mean,
so they must be good. They just lost. Obviously, they lost a member, and they've never got over it. And something went horribly wrong. There was a balance of something magic.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, looking at it, I mean, James Hetfield is the.
He's the talent.
He's the talent.
Yeah. But someone's got to prise his head open and get it out.
Well, he seems to be able to do it. He's actually incredibly professional. You wouldn't know it with all the rehab stuff.
Yeah.
But he is an incredibly professional musician. And he's constantly trying to make Metallica songs. I think he misses Cliff Burton because Cliff was a creative force. Yes,
and probably the sensible one and the musical one, and Cliff, I've written a riff. What do you think?
Yeah, and
just change that one note so it doesn't sound stupid, and then and suddenly.
Whereas Lars can do that, but Lars is more like a producer, isn't he? Than
yeah, he's the fan. He's the music fan.
He's the one who can say, actually, no, we need to do this. This is the direction the album needs to go. This isn't in that direction. But yeah, it's actually quite cool watching them,
Yeah.
And it's quite scary how much money they seem to have.
That's the thing. It's easy to forget how big they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're, in terms of proper rock, they're second only to Led Zeppelin in terms of actually selling records. And obviously that's partially because they capitalised on the 90s era. But still. And with such heavy music, it's not Black Country Woman, is it?
Well, they're like a proper thrash band again now, aren't they? They're sort of... I'm not big into thrash. But they are... That's definitely what they're doing now.
Yes.
It's so sort of...
generic. But it has to be.
It's frenetic and fast and
riffs.
Yeah.
played like that.
Listen to this riff.
Yeah. But when they try and do different things, it's crap. So that's very much the argument. Joey Ramone's, I think, argument. He said all his favourite bands, when they tried to change, they were crap. So he tries not to change and just do that. Which, incidentally, is what James Hetfield does.
Yeah.
So
they're a big fan of the Ramones.
Yeah. That's where the downstrokes thing comes from. Although he does it a bit more accurately than the Ramones. Apparently, when they started, they knew they had to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So someone would shout 1, 2, 3, 4. They didn't know what it meant. They just sort of went.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I mean, even the Black Album, there's something wrong with it. I've always said this. There's something wrong with it. It is good, and there is something wrong with it. And I don't just mean that it's gone commercial, as in there's something.
I mean, it's not mega commercial, is it? It's not like Guns N' Roses or anything like that. It's sort of like it's still.
Maybe that's the weird. It is still heavy riffs, but it's as easy to listen to as Guns N' Roses.
I don't think it is. I remember,
but the
first time I listened to it, I was like, actually, this is
too heavy.
It's too heavy, man.
Well, I liked Enter Sandman and didn't like the rest of it.
Really?
When I first heard it, I thought, well, it's too heavy. I don't like it.
I had a proper journey with that album. Enter Sandman, yeah. Nothing else matters. Get bored of that. Then you get into Wherever I May Roam, Unforgiven, and then Sad But True. And when I got into Sad But True, that's when I went, actually, this is a really good album.
That's one of those things. When you spot the melody, the melody in the metal, that's a moment of discovery, isn't it? Yeah. And Sad But True is one of the perfect ones of that. In that it is melodic. But when you're not used to heavy stuff, it's just.
Yeah. Eventually, I got into most of it. Wolfman.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know it's stupid, but I flipping I loved it.
I don't know what it's the changing style of drumming, and there's something jarring there that's not quite right.
I remember actually Metallica. This is probably why I keep coming back to it. When I watched Wayne's World, yeah. And so that's it. I'm gonna listen to rock music now. So my mate had a big music collection. He was into rock, and he gave me Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning.
Right.
Those were the two rock albums I listened to, and I think
that's correct.
That is correct. Yeah, actually, when you consider the kind of music that was in Wayne's World, which was
Tia Carrera,
and Aerosmith and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of people who think Ballroom Blitz was her song.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're wrong. It's mad how there was only one reference to Led Zeppelin. Oh, no, it was a Led Zeppelin t-shirt, wasn't there?
Yes.
Apart from the No Stairway Denied.
Oh, yeah, and Led Zeppelin didn't...
Was there a Led Zeppelin t-shirt or was it a Guns N' Roses t-shirt?
There's definitely a Deep Purple t-shirt. The guy being sick.
If you're going to spew into this.
It's the best film ever made.
It is.
Yeah, there is another Led Zeppelin. It's Led Zeppelin didn't do what anyone wanted them to do. They were left up to the Bee Gees.
That's right, yeah.
That's the first movie as well, I think.
Yeah, it is. What a great film.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everyone should watch it. It's better than you remember. It's awesome. And Meatloaf is manning the door at the thing.
Party on.
It's stupid. He needs to make more films. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean...
I don't mean more Wayne's World films. I mean different films.
He's good. He made So I Married an Axe Murderer, which was a bit average.
Well, that was his first Hollywood thing. So he made a Hollywood feel-good movie bland thing, didn't he?
Yeah. And then Austin Powers 1 and 2 really good, and then it went really bad with number 3.
I didn't get that. I mean, I didn't expect. It wasn't as good as the first one. Some people don't like the second one, and some people don't like the third one. Well, I did feel a drop in the third one, but I thought it was inevitable anyway, and it was fine. I didn't mind.
Yeah, I suppose it's a thing with that kind of comic because he comes from a Saturday Night Live background where they have like returning characters. Number 3 turned into all the characters coming back. So yeah, Fat Bastard come back. Yeah. I think they've done Fat Bastard.
Yeah, well, he should have been replaced with Goldmember, not just back again.
Yeah. And the Michael Caine thing and the I Am Your Father, come on.
Well, that was just breaking the story, so he didn't have to make any more.
I suppose.
And he got him sharks with freaking laser beams.
Sharks with freaking laser beams on my freaking head.
And when the chair's spinning round, that allegedly that's really the chair malfunctioning.
Is it?
Yeah, and they just filmed it. They just kept the camera going while he was going, oh my god. But a lot of it is improvised. The best bits are always Dr. Evil round the table, and they're just making it up.
It's called a Belgian dip.
Yeah, a Belgian dip. He's saying zip.
Evil, but not quite evil enough.
And apparently, if you watch No Dr. Evil, I'm right. Apparently, you watch, they don't look at each other at all because they've done it about 50 takes. And it's just impossible. I'm right.
There's a bit of angst with Dana Carvey, wasn't there? Because Dana Carvey was the guy. He didn't invent Dr. Evil, but it's based on what's his face who creates Saturday Night Live.
I don't know.
Can't remember his name. Anyway, it's an impression of him, and Dana Carvey was the first one to.
So it was his character.
It was his impression,
right?
Sort of thing.
And he's not in it.
And he's not in it. And obviously, he was in He was in Wayne's World. And it's
yeah.
such a big part of Garth Algar. Is such a big part of Wayne's World, and his portrayal of Garth Algar.
Yeah. Well, Wayne is the boring character that everything goes around, really.
Yeah. So I think there was a little bit of tension, I would say, is maybe the word. Because obviously Mike Myers has made loads of money from those films.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm sure Austin Powers did a lot better globally than Wayne's World.
Yeah. And Dr. Evil, again, is a big part of it.
Yeah, more than Austin Powers.
Yeah. Good stuff. See, that was music.
Yeah.
Ish.
Enough.
It's amazing this little trowel you can do.
From a time, actually, when rock music was about to... it had already declined. It had finished and gone very bland. And was not really going to... There was going to be a lot of bullshit. Not a lot of change for quite a while. And it was going to stop selling. When the industry was peaking, ironically, when we've just been talking about Metallica, rock music stopped selling. And everyone thought, oh, see, that's the past now. Yeah, the new thing's out now.
Dance music.
Until about 1998, and it just started selling again. It was like, oh, this dance music. It sounds like dance music.
Bit boring, isn't it? I've heard this before.
Mm.